You can feel the breeze through your hair, see the cows walking around the field. I'm of course talking about Lon Lon Ranch. We have seen this famous ranch in multiple Zelda games from Ocarina of Time to the Minish Cap. But what happened to the ranch after Ocarina of Time? Where did it go? Time to find out! Lon Lon Ranch is located at the center of Hyrule Field. Talon and Malon run the ranch and Ingo is their worker. They raise horses, cows and cuckoos. In the child era, Talon is a very lazy person and falls asleep very often. He even fell asleep on a milk delivery run to Hyrule Castle. So, in the child era, the management of the ranch is really bad. When Link returns to Lon Lon Ranch as an adult, he finds that Ingo has been given the ranch by Ganondorf. It has been renamed Ingo's Ranch, and Talon has moved to Kakariko Village after being kicked out. With the help of Epona, however, Link outraces Ingo in a horse race. The frustrated Ingo bets Link that he cannot be beaten again, and puts Epona in as his bet. After losing once more, Ingo locks Link in the ranch, preventing him from leaving with his prize. Link and Epona proceed to jump over the ranch's outer fence, leaving Lon Lon Ranch behind and changing Ingo's evil ways. Ingo seemingly returns to normal after this, and Talon moves back to the ranch. Thanks to the events in the adult timeline, Talon promises that he will do his best from now on, and that he will not sleep on the job ever again. We see Lon Lon Ranch in other Zelda games after Ocarina of Time, but they're always a little bit different, or not even there. What happened? Well, let's look at different timelines to see if there are any clues to what happened. First, let's take a look at Twilight Princess. I found something interesting in Twilight Princess that may lead to an answer. Twilight Princess is set 100 years after Ocarina of Time in the child era. In The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, the area of Hyrule Field due north of Kakariko Village in the Eldens province features a number of ruined walls and fences. Due to the indications that Hyrule may have experienced some sort of disaster, possibly caused by violent geological activity in the region, potentially as a result of the volcanic activity on Death Mountain sometime before the events of Twilight Princess, it is possible that it was destroyed during that time. Alternatively, it may have been destroyed during Ganondorf's rampage throughout Hyrule before his capture, failed execution by the ancient sages, and imprisonment in the Twilight Realm. So Lon Lon Ranch could be a high value target since it provides food for the enemy, and the best way to defeat a fortification is to cut off its food supply. Its destruction may have led to Malon and her father to flee along with the other human refugees from either Kakariko Village or Castle Town, for either of these reasons, to the Ordena province, which potentially may have led to the foundation of Ordon Village and Ordon Ranch. This could work out, since Ordon Village is clearly a farmer's village with all the pumpkin patches, cuckoos and the ranch itself. Another option could be that because of Talon's laziness the ranch went bankrupt, since Talon didn't step up his game in the child era. But we do see Malon and Talon later in this timeline in Four Swords. They still own Lon Lon Ranch, but it seems very different from the one of Ocarina of Time. So maybe they got a new ranch and named it Lon Lon Ranch after their old ranch which they lost. Maybe because of war or any other reason. But what about the other timelines? Well, let's first move on to the adult timeline. As seen in the final battle and the ending of Ocarina of Time, Link defeats Ganondorf, sealing him in the Sacred Realm with the help of the 7 sages. Later on, Ganondorf escapes this seal. Eventually, Ganondorf's army had reached the gates of Hyrule Castle and was in the process of invading the structure when the gods answered the people's cries. After Hyrule's people had safely escaped, the gods created a great storm that swept the skies over the land of Hyrule, sealing Hyrule and Ganondorf's army under an immense ocean. The events of the Wind Waker occur, immediately followed by the events of Phantom Hourglass. Tetra's pirates discover a new continent and establish New Hyrule there. The events of Spirit Tracks then occur on New Hyrule. So essentially everything gets destroyed thanks to the flood, and Talon and Malon probably survived. Lon Lon Ranch is not on high ground, so it wouldn't survive the flood. But did Malon and Talon set up a new ranch after the flood? Well, probably not, because we don't see any ranches in the Wind Waker at all. Or something else happened. Something way darker. They drowned. Maybe they didn't reach high grounds in time and they were swept away by the flood. But let's move away from these dark thoughts. Next timeline we're going to look at is the Downfall timeline. This timeline is an alternate continuation in which Link is defeated by Ganondorf during the final battle of Ocarina of Time. After this, Ganondorf obtains all 3 pieces of the Triforce. Led by Princess Zelda, the people of Hyrule managed to seal Ganondorf and the Triforce in the Sacred Realm. In this timeline, Ingo took over Lon Lon Ranch, but Link luckily reversed it all. But how long would this last? Well, probably not very long, since Link is defeated and Ganondorf takes over again. So it's a bit unclear what happened to Lon Lon Ranch. It could have survived for quite a long time, but we don't see it in A Link to the Past. We only see Malon and Talon at their Cuckoo Ranch. So maybe when Ganondorf took full control, he reversed what Link had done and Talon and Malon lost Lon Lon Ranch again. Later on, when everything settled down, they started a new ranch, but this time only for cuckoos. But the strange thing is, we see Talon in A Link Between Worlds again, but this time as a barman. The barman from the milk bar resembles Talon a lot, so maybe the ranch didn't work out, since A Link Between Worlds is after Oracle of Ages and Seasons. Who knows what happened? Alright, before you go I have great news. But first, throw all of your t-shirts out of the window right now, because it's finally here. The Good Game merch store, with all new designs from all kinds of Nintendo characters, Mario, Link, Kirby and Monster Hunter. So click the links on the screen right now or for mobile and tablet users in the upper right corner.